All right, hello and good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today. PC Monk here with another Bitcoin video. We're talking about BTC after a 3-day weekend. Not bad, right? All right, so let's talk about it. We basically, over the weekend, we didn't really do anything. Friday was the main move, and then we just, spent some time. We refilled ourselves around 107 a lot of times, basically 3 times. And when I say by me, I mean the market maker. I'm not one. Anyway, so we filled ourselves 3 times. You could see this nasty wick. Now, if you go into lower time frame, this is a 4-hour nasty wick. So if you go to 1 hour, you think like, holy shit, we're dumping. So I think everybody who shorted at the bottom of this range got wrecked. Now what we need to do is we need to hold the 108, 887. This is a daily level, give or take. So we did the first push, right? Now, if it comes back down and holds it, then we're going to continue. If it holds this navy blue line, which is again the swing on the 4 hour where we dumped it, okay, then it will basically continue up. And this is now a pink line, by the way, because it's a 4 hour line. So we either hold here or we come back to retest the daily around this yellow line. In both cases, we could hold. So we could do this, and now we are doing this, all right? Or we're doing this. Now, any of these would be the sign for continuation up, right? So this 4 hour, you could say, is a little bit important. All right, now if you take a look at the 1 hour of this 4 hour, this was the previous 1 hour. We pushed it. Dandy. This is the last hour of the 4 hour, by the way, that I'm recording. So this hour is very important. We'll see how it works. So the previous hour pushed it, and this hour, which is the last hour of the 4 hour, is kind of holding it. It's not doing much. So it's give us the sign of a stopping volume candle, meaning we're done and we want to stop here and then reverse back down. Okay. So that's what we see on what I see on BTC basically, but it could go up, it could go down. Now, if it comes back down, okay, the first thing it's gonna do, first of all, you got to pay attention. You got a lot of liquidity below this area, right? We know this is a buy side volume. This is a buy side area, right? Because if we come back, you could see right around here before we get to the new all-time high on the 4 hour, we were buying here. Then we pushed it. Now think about this. Where are these stop losses? Okay, so these stop losses could be anywhere around here, right? Some of them put it here, some of them put it here, right? And what are these stop losses from? These gonna be again around here, right? So we got a lot of stacked stop losses. So what market maker likes to do usually, it likes to tag them out. It likes to wick into it. So right now, if I zoom back in on the 1 hour, we cleared the high. So if this was the high that we dumped and a lot of people shorted here, obviously a lot of people shorted around the, you know, weekly, I'm sorry, around the weekends, right? The 3 weekends. So they all got tagged out, plus some people that shorted from here and they didn't take profit. They got tagged out because you might short here and then you might move your stop loss around here, and guess what? You got tagged out, right? So what's the plan now that we made a higher high locally from this range? Well, obviously, you're either going to continue it, okay, because you were buying around here, or these buyings were just a small TP to then continue back down. But keep in mind, people that are buying at 107, they could be buying at 105, they could be buying at 102, and they could be buying at $100,000 flat. Why? Because they're fucking millionaires, bro. They're the market maker or like institutional level. They could handle red, okay? Unlike me, who when it goes into $3 lead, I'm having a heart attack, a brain attack, and I'm just gonna lose my mind. All right, that's a joke, but that is possible. So now if talk about USDT dominancy, which is exactly the other side of this. Now, if you take a look at it, USDT dominancy, we pushed it up. Okay, so yesterday we pushed it up. We cleared the highs. We tried to gain this 4 hour, 4.57. Until you gain this, you're not doing anything. But I mean, if you take a look at it, we came all the way back to this range, and you'd be like, oh, okay, so that means that if USDT going down, then BTC going up. Not necessarily, bro. If you take a look at this. Look, we are we are still in a bullish structure on USDT dominancy, and this range, which comes from here, right, is still in play, right? Still in play. Now I could just make a local range, and I think that would be even better. If you take it from here, this range, this orange range, you could see like we wicked at the top of it, we wicked the inside of it, and we wicked at the top of it. So this could mean that again, it might pick back up, come back into this range, pick this level up again, and then you're talking. Now, until we pick this 4 hour level up again, and then do this, nothing's happening. We're just consolidating, right? That's USDT dominance. We're talking about this level right here that we lost it, then we try to gain it, and then we completely lost it. So you gain it, you continue back, okay? But today, surely we have some volatility. Um, Now let's talk about some important stuff. Let's talk about some order flow. Let's talk about some footprint. First of all, let's take a look at the footprint on the 4 hour before I add anything. So I've changed my tools from Atis to Coinang. There are a variant of tools that you could use. So you don't have to use my tools actually. These are completely, I used to use Coinang before. Anyway, so as you guys could see, there's a lot of bit imbalances here, right? A lot of bit imbalances. If you take a look at the top, all right, if you take a look at the top, we get still some imbalances. 25 bits happening. Somebody just bought at the absolute top. Now, this came into this big red vector, right? Right here into the wick. So what are we trying to do here if I zoom out? So we're trying to retest the wick, see where the sellers are. And when we find the sellers, we're going to push it down. Now you could see that around here we have a little bit of brighter color means there were more orders around it. Okay, so if we zoom in on the 4 hour, around here there's not much order, right? Around the absolute top until we get to the like basically 100,000, 1100. How did I say that? I don't know. $1,100,000, 131. Is that the right way to say it? Holy shit, I'm having a brain fart. Whatever. Around this area is where there was a little bit of volume to the downside. You could see 206, 130. So we could come to the T code top of the wick, but this area was the area that a lot of bids and asks came in altogether, and then we ended up pushing it down. So this area you have to go above it. Now, I was talking about the footprints only, all right? So 1100,000, why do I keep saying 1100,000? It's 111,000. Um, so I'm trying to show you guys the large orders first. Okay, so let's talk about the large orders. Now you could see around here a lot of orders are getting filled around the bottom. On this wick that we did today, I'm sorry, yesterday, we filled at 22 million. We filled a 2 million initial order, which turned into 17 million. And then we filled another 32 million. So a lot of people are getting filled, and this guy was not filled. This was 32 million, only 2 million got filled. There's new orders coming in at the bottom. So you gotta be mindful that if you don't hold that 4 hour that I spoke about on the trading view chart, you're definitely gonna come down. Now, if you take a look at it, there is a little bit more room towards upside around the one or basically this number, 100,000. 100,000, 111,000. Holy shit, bro. I'm having a hard time saying numbers right now. Uh, and then after that's gonna be nothing. And this is like the biggest perpetual order. There are some spots here too. I don't want to go into them. There's not as much as perpetuals. Obviously, a spot matters too. What else I want to talk about is the liquidation levels. Now, you see wherever the orders are, there's always liquidation levels there. Meaning what? Meaning there's people are getting liquidated as we're filling the order. So if you take a look at it, if I could just historical liquidation level, all right, so just see what happened. So you could see there was a big buy order around here. They got liquidated, and all of these red ones are liquidated all the way towards top. So we liquidated quite a lot right now as this move happened. Okay, now if I remove all of this and then show you the liquidation, instead of the large order, I'll show you the liquidation levels. Okay, so now as you guys could see on the levels, which is not loaded, give me a second. Here's the level. So now you could see, Right around here, we grabbed a lot of liquidity. The purple line, the blue lines. There's a little bit above it too that we could just whack and clear. But now check the downside, guys. Look, these are the longs a lot of people open, and look how many liquidation above it, especially around 106, 631. So we could come back down to around that 105 that I mentioned, and towards upside, if we don't want to come back down there, we first have to come above around 113 again. And to come around 113, you need fuel, which I don't think you have right now. That would be it, guys. That's basically all the things that I want to talk about BTC. Now I'm going to go into stocks. All right, I'm going to talk about some stock and then we call it. So we know where the orders are. We know there's more orders towards downside than upside. Okay, and then we know that we just cleared a bunch of liquidity towards upside, but there are liquidation below this area. So you're going to ask yourself, are you going to continue up or are you going to come back down around this area? Okay, now just a quick look on SPX and NASDAQ. I don't know what we call it. So this is previous week basically. So previous week, last week we did this and we held SPX on this swing that dumped it on a 4 hour. Today we'll have to see where they're gonna start opening the price. Okay, NASDAQ on the other hand, NASDAQ had a bullish structure. All right, which we broke it. Now, we usually come back and retest the bullish structure, but that's not necessarily always the case. You could basically start to come back down towards the swing or the origin of the move on the 4 hour. That is today's possibility on it. With that being said, guys, how long I've been doing it? 11 minutes. I think that's enough. Thank you guys for watching. So today, BTC, we'll see what happened. Before I call it, let me just show you guys the news as well. So to this week, I mean, this September is a very important month, but this week we have a lot of news. Same with the second week and third week. Okay, so September 2nd, we got the PMI, and unfortunately, we got the freaking President of the United States talking. As you guys know, this guy opens his mouth, everything flashes, everything crashes, and everything goes bonkers. So we know that he's about to speak today, and then for tomorrow we're gonna have jolts. Okay, so not much for tomorrow, but for September for 4th, we have a lot. Okay, we have a lot. We have PMI, unemployment claim, and ADP, non-farm payroll, and most importantly, on this week, I think the most volatile week is going to be on Friday, the 5th. We got all of these average hourly earnings, non-farm payroll, and I'm sorry, non-farm employment change and unemployment rate. So this week's going to be a very important week. Same with the second week and the third week where we get the rate hike or rate cut. We don't know yet, but we'll have to see. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. Until next time, peace out.